Welcome, everybody, to DC West Gymnasium as we have the Falcons hosting Subdistrict B5 basketball. Boys basketball going on right now as we're getting ready. So game 1 of 2 is about to start where the Falcons are going to take on Schuyler. Now, just the battle at this point in time is it's a one and done. So the winner of this will play again tomorrow against game number 2's winner between Mount Michael and the Wahoo Warriors. So we'll bring coverage of both of those your way in just a little bit as we get ready. A couple things to keep in mind for the first game. The overall record for the Falcons, 20-3. Their district record is 3-0. They're number 1 in the district, and they're ranked 22 in Nebraska. Schuyler 0-20, district is 0-0, and Nebraska rating is 268. So they have a huge battle right here coming into Falcon Gym to be able to face off. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the crowd announcer, and let's get ready for the Pledge of Allegiance and more basketball right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com.
Students, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds removal from the activity. Thank you for your cooperation and good luck to both teams. Now, if y'all would all please rise and renew your caps as Kevin Smith will honor America with our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawns of the light? What so proudly we hailed the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went and the bombs bursting out. They proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Kevin Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Fantastic rendition of national anthem right there. So again, getting ready for a great contest before us. Let's go ahead and start off with the starting lineups. For Schuyler, we have number 1, a freshman. Actually,
A senior, number 12.
they're going to start off with Danny Mentz, a senior, 6 foot. Then they have Diego Castro, 6'3", senior.
A senior, number 35.
A senior, Jamie Marquez, 6 foot, and senior Anthony Alance at 12. And then we have also a freshman starting off. Let's go ahead and hear the intro for the Falcons.
And now, your starting lineup for the Douglas County West Falcons. A junior, number 1, a senior, number 3, Will Bernstein. A senior, number 4, Karsten Alexander. A junior, number 13, Nolan Asher. Volunteer coaches are Vance Hansen, Alex Kenobi, and Dalton Fontaine. Assistant coaches are Ben Kenobi, Bo Schwenka, and Devin Loveland. Head coach of the Falcons, Chip Daly.
All right, there we go. We have the starting lineups, and now we are ready for the tip. Start off with the tip-off, and the Falcons, after a couple of movements, gets it across, and now we have Schuyler getting it to the top of the key. Sets up, gets it in to Alexander. Alexander drives it over to Wallers and is able to get it up 4-2. Now goes over to Schuyler. Schuyler, a three-point attempt, and just off the mark, but goes out of bounds. So Ronaldo Garcia taking that first shot at the three-pointer. Gets it all the way in, and a three-point shot of their own, and is able to drain that one. Zane Waller is able to drop that one for the Falcons. 5-0 is leading off. A traveling violation as it gets passed inside to Mays. Right now, we see Schreiber get across the timeline, goes to the far side, back across the top of the key. Wohlers picks it up, looking for help, gets it back over to Bergstein. Bergstein back out to Schreiber. Schreiber pulling it back out, sends it over to Asher. Asher gets it in underneath the Schreiber, is able to get it to drop in. Sieber 4-2. So Sieber has quite a few points already. We'll count those up as we go. Back out the top, Garcia picks it up and sends it over to Mays. Mays at the top of the key, driving in, gets it underneath to Castro. Castro takes a jumper, not able to get it to drop, and rebound by the Falcons. Asher gets it up and to the top of the key, gets it back over, looking for help, and first foul's being called as we see Bergstein trying to get it back out. So that is the first personal and first team foul against Alanis. Schreiber looking to inbound. Gets it all the way out to the top of the key to Bergstein. Almost tipped off. Gets back into play to the near side. Looking at the three, but gets it back underneath to Alexander. Alexander loses it. Turns it over. Mays getting across the timeline for Schuyler. Schuyler driving in, picks up, looking for help, tries to underneath, but does a jumper and is able to get that one to drop in for their first points. 2-7. Falcons get it in underneath. A little bit of contact underneath there. Alexander receives it, hands it off to Wohlers. Wohlers back over to Asher. Asher drives it, and then with a three-point attempt, Bergstein not able to get it to drop. Wohlers gets it back out to the top of the key and to the near side. Schreiber back to the top where Wohlers looking to get a screen. Bergstein driving in. Back out to Schreiber. Schreiber passes all the way to the far corner. Gets it back out to Bergstein. Bergstein to Asher. Asher driving in, and with a three-point attempt from the far corner, able to get that to drop. Schreiber is able to get that one to drop. Mays with a three-point attempt, a little bit short. Rebound goes out of bounds off of Quezada. So turnover to the Falcons. The Falcons leading 10-2, 4:48 left in the first period. Gets the inbound to Schreiber. Schreiber getting across the timeline. Passes it in And all the way across to the far side to Asher. Asher driving in, but passes it out to Olsen. Olsen with a three-point attempt, a little short. Goes off to the side. Out of bounds and turn over to Schuyler. Schuyler is getting it across Mays, gets it across the timeline. Goes up, and it should be called for traveling there, and he is called for traveling as it turns over to the Warriors, or to the Falcons. Inbound to Schreiber. Schreiber gets it across the timeline, passes it to the near corner to Wohlers. Wohlers underneath to Smith, back over to Asher. Asher gets it out to the top, back out to Alexander. Alexander sends it over to Asher. Asher drives in, and it doesn't able to get the drop, but Alexander gets the rebound, puts it up, and gets the foul. So that sends him to the free throw line. So 2 attempts for Alexander. First one is up, and that one is good. 11-2, 3:59 left in the first period. Trent Alexander's second attempt. It's on its way, and that one is short. And gets rebounded by the Warriors. Warriors get it across the timeline. Picking up, back it out to the three-point line. Looks at the three-point, and Johnson hands it over to Nava. Nava back out to Mays. Mays looking to drive in and gets away with a few steps, but tries to go up and gets blocked by Wohlers. Called Warrior basketball. Nava inbound, gets it into Alans. Alans sends it to the near side to Johnson. Johnson, and then they have a offensive foul. And so that is the third team foul. Second personal foul against Alams. Turns over to the Falcons. Asher to inbound. Gets it into Schreiber. Gets across the timeline. Back to the top of the key. Asher sends it over to Wohlers. Wohlers to shoot underneath to Asher, who goes up a little strong, but a quick put up in the rebound. Third attempt, but Wohlers able to get it. And loses control of the ball and turn over to the Warriors. Warriors try to get it, and ball's on the ground, body's on the ground, and it is called a jump ball. Possession. Possession arrow favors Schuyler. Neva inbounds. Gets it to Mays. Mays to the near corner. Back to the top of the key for Neva. Neva looking for help, hands it off to Mendez. Mendez sends it across to Johnson with a three-point attempt, and it's short. Rebound comes back out, and Mendez with a three-point. Rims out. Rebound goes in, sends it all the way forward and gets it across and puts it up, and Wohlers is able to follow through and get two. Asher was able to assist on that one. Driving in and just not able to get it to drop. Turnover to the Falcons. And forward pass, great shot. All the way up to Schreiber, able to put that layup in for two. 15-2. Falcons lead. 2:03 left of the first period. And called for a double dribble. Schuyler turns it over to the Falcons. Wohlers stepping out to inbound it. Actually, Wohlers is being replaced by Garlupi. Inbounds to Olsen. Olsen getting across the timeline. Sends it into Alexander. Alexander tries to pass it back over to Olsen, but it goes out of bounds. Turnover back over to Schuyler. 15-2, minute 47 left in the first period. Schuyler inbounds. Coming in as Garcia was trying to get it across the timeline, and coming in behind him was the first team foul. First personal foul for Trey Olsen. Schuyler looking to inbound. Gets it into Garcia. Garcia gets across the timeline. And that comes with trying to drive in. That's the second team foul for the Falcons. And the second personal foul for Trey Olsen, as he was not quite set there. So he's coming out, and Schreiber's coming back in. The Warriors looking inbound, and there's a 5-second violation. Not able to do anything with it. So Falcons received the turnover. Good defense by the Falcons, making sure there's really not a whole lot the Warriors can do. Inbound comes in. Gets to Bergstein. Bergstein drives in and is able to lay that one right in for two. Warriors back on the attack as we have Garcia on the far side. Driving in, picks it up, looking for help. Hands it over to Castro. Is able to put it up for two. Falcons to the far corner. Looking to drive in all the way across to the near corner. Back underneath to Alexander, who does a turnaround jumper, able to drop that in. 19-4, less than a minute left of the first period. They get it across the timeline. Stepping up and trying to put it in, and bounces out. Rebound by Alexander. Alexander sends it forward. Back to Alexander at the top of the key. Alexander gets a Schieber with a three-point attempt. It rims out. Rebound by Castro. Castro gets it over to Johnson. Across the timeline for the Warriors to the near corner for Garcia. Garcia tries to get underneath, but steps in place, and Bergstein steals it. Sends it forward to Alexander, able to get it to drop in for two. 16 seconds left of the first period. The Warriors looking to set up the last shot. Gets it over to Mendez. Mendez gets it to Johnson for a long three, and that one bounces out. And then Alexander just heaves it across as the buzzer comes in. 21-4, the Falcons take good control, leading off as we have district basketball going on right now. And again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors. We'll be back with more basketball right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. Porky Butts Barbecue at 15475 Ruggles Street, Omaha is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. We want to say thank you for their support, and if you're looking for good barbecue, it's Omaha's best barbecue. It's stupid good. You can order online or talk about catering by going to porkybuttsbbq.com. Welcome back to Falcon Gymnasium as we are hosting Sub-District Boys Basketball right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. Falcons leading after the first period is complete, 21-4 over Schuyler Warriors. To the far side, gets it back out and tries to go up. Karsten Alexander tried to go up, and then he gets fouled on the way up, so he gets to go to the free throw line for two. The first personal foul for Landon Johnson for Schuyler. First team foul for the second period. First shot is up and good, 22-4. Second attempt is up, and that one rims out. Rebound goes over to Mays. Mays gets it across the timeline, goes to the near corner, looking at the three, but then drives in, and quite a few steps there. Goes up, but is able to get his own rebound. That was Castro. Falcons across the top of the key to the near corner. Try to get underneath as Carson Alexander looks to drive in, gets it back out to the far corner. Waiting for that three. Asher tries to get it, but rebound is by Bergstein. Not able to get it up. The third attempt is not able to go in. Rebound comes out to Castro for the Warriors. Gets across the timeline. The shot goes up, but rebound goes forward and just a little too hot to handle, but able to get it to send back to Nolan Asher, who is able to put it up for two. Falcons the Warriors looking to drive in. Shot was blocked. Underneath it is Castro, and gets it out to the near side to Garcia. Garcia with a three-point. It's a little off the mark, and rebound is by Bergstein. Bergstein sends it forward to Schreiber. Schreiber steps back. Bergstein for the three-point. That one bounces out. And turns over to the Warriors. 24-6, 6:28 left in the first half. Inbound to Marquez. Marquez sends it back over. As Mays drives in for a jumper, it's too hard. Rebound is by Nolan Asher. Nolan Asher gets it across the timeline. Stops on the far side, gets it back out to Schreiber. Schreiber with a three-point attempt, and that one rims out. And rebound is by the Warriors' Mays. Gets it across the timeline. Sets up the offense on the far side, going across the top of the key. Hands it over to Johnson. Johnson looking for help. Gets it back over to Castro. Castro drives in, not able to get it. And rebound comes out. Forward to Bergstein. Bergstein slows it down. Looking for help, gets it into Schreiber. Schreiber with a jumper. That one doesn't stay in, but Alexander is able to receive it. Sends it out to Nolan Asher. Not able to get that three-pointer to drop. A rebound by the Warriors. Warriors go to the far side, get it inside, and puts it up and just rims back out. And a rebound is by Wohlers. Wohlers gets it to Schreiber on the near side. Drives in, hands it over. Too hard for Alexander. And the rebound is by the Warriors. Top of the key. And the pass is stolen by Bergstein, who goes up and is able to get that one, get that drop for two. So 26-6. Warriors looking to set something up as the Falcons are doing a great job on their offense. Bounce pass underneath and tries to put it up, and Quezada is able to get that one to drop for two for the Warriors. Falcons on the near side, hands it off to Schreiber. Schreiber gets it to the top of the key for Bergstein. Bergstein hands it over to Asher, who drives in. Too hard, but a nice rebound. Second attempt, but third attempt, rebound by Alexander, sends it back out to Schreiber. And that one is off the mark and goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. 26-8. 4:10 left in the first half. Falcons leading over Schuyler Warriors. Game number 2, Mount Michael versus Wahoo Warriors, coming up after this one. Almost lost the pass going out, and three-point attempt, and that one is a little short. Rebound by Wohlers. Wohlers sends it forward to Asher. Asher brings it back, and Bartolipi gets it in. Trent Alexander able to rebound, get it in for two. So we have a double dribble carryover for the Falcons, or for the Warriors, turning it over to the Falcons. Inbound comes in to Asher. Asher sends it to the near side to Olsen. Olsen brings it over the near corner. 3-point attempt. Rims out. Turns over to the Warriors. Drives in and looking for help. Passes it back out to the 3-point line. To the far side with a 3-point attempt. And that one is able to bank in. Warriors hand it off to, gets it over to Olsen, who comes in and gets fouled. So that's the second team foul for the Warriors and first personal foul for Marquez. It's non-shooting foul, so Warriors inbound. Get it to Asher. Asher sends it to Olsen at the top of the key. Goes across to the far side. Back to Olsen. Olsen gets it all the way across over to Smith. Smith back out and gets it to Garlupi, and he gets fouled. So that is the third team foul for the Warriors and second personal foul for Marquez. Falcons inbound again. Going in and able to get it to drop that time was Alexander for two. Driving in. Not able to, it got blocked and rebound by Alexander. Sends it forward as Smith drives in, sends it to the near corner. 3-point attempt by Asher, who doesn't go in. Then Smith was able to rebound. Pass ended up going out of bounds and turns over to the Warriors. 30-11. 2:14 left of the first half. Falcons with the lead. Winner of this game will play against the winner of the Wahoo Mount Michael game that follows. That the winning that game will be tomorrow evening. Again, we'll be bringing that to you as well. So the Falcons ended up taking a timeout. Didn't like what they were seeing. Wanted to set up as they have 2 minutes and 14 seconds left of the first half. The Warriors inbound, gets it back over to Nava. Nava looking for help, bounce pass out to Malls. Driving in, and with an offensive foul, turns over to the Falcons.
Offensive foul on the Warriors, number 10, Daniel Williams. His
First personal foul for Nava. I'm sorry, for Malls. Falcons inbound, get across the timeline, go to the far side. Trying to drive in underneath as Olsen sends it out to Smith with a 3-point. He's able to get that to drop in. So drains the three. That's a really big deal there. And coming in. So Danny Mays tries to come in and ends up getting fouled by Trey Olsen. First team foul. Third personal foul for Trey Olsen. Looks like Trey is coming out. So the Warriors inbound to the near corner. 3-point attempt really quick, but not able to get that dropped, and rebound by Alexander looking for help. Gets it forward. Sends it to the far corner. Smith gets it all the way across to the near corner as Bergstein tries to three and is able to get that one to drain. 36-11. Minute 19 left in the first half. The Warriors across the timeline. Tries to drive in from the top of the key. Garcia with a jumper and gets fouled on his way up. So it didn't go in, but that means he is able to go to the foul line for 2 attempts. So that's the second team foul, and that is going to be that's going to be the first personal foul for Carson Alexander. Next attempt is up, and that one is good. 36-12. Falcons send it way in. A great pass underneath to Alexander for 2. Not wasting any time. Now we're just less than 1 minute left of the first half. Tries to pass underneath. Rebound and saved by the Falcons. Bergstein gets it to the near side. Smith sends it over to Wohlers. Wohlers trying to get it in underneath Alexander, and then there's the fifth team foul for Schuyler. So that means that for the last 44 seconds, the Falcons are in the bonus territory. Alexander's first attempt drops in. Carson Alexander's second attempt is up, and that is good as well. 40-12, 44.6 seconds left of the first half. The Warriors looking to drive, get it across the timeline on the far side. Tries to drive in into the paint and puts it up, but it's blocked. The rebound ends up going out of bounds off of the Falcons, so it stays with the Warriors. 33.3 seconds left of the first half. 40-12. Falcons over the Warriors of Schuyler. On the far side, Garcia driving all the way across the top of the key, the free throw line into the paint with putting it up, and a high jumper, just not able to get that one to drop. Rebound by Wohlers. Wohlers just gets it across the timeline, and with 15 seconds, the Falcons are just kind of setting up for the last shot, taking their time. Gets it into Carson Alexander, sends it all the way over to Schreiber. Schreiber drives in and is able to get the jumper to drop for 2. Or Sieber, I'm sorry. Sieber gets the 2, and that is the first half. The Falcons leading over Schuyler Warriors 42-12. And we'll be back with more sub-district basketball right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com. Porky Butts Barbecue at 15475 Ruggles Street, Omaha is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. We want to say thank you for their support, and if you're looking for good barbecue, it's Omaha's best barbecue. It's stupid good. You can order online or talk about catering by going to porkybuttsbbq.com. We want to say thank you to all the sponsors who are a part of the DC West Booster Club and sponsoring also not only the scoreboards, the athletics, the activities department, and, of course, BSDN Live to be able to bring you coverage right here. So if you want to learn more about being a part of this and how we can grow, bring more staff in, and keep things going, you see the QR code for the Booster Club come through once in a while. Go ahead and take a shot of that and learn more about being a part of the Boosters. In fact, we're looking at doing some fun things coming up with baseball season starting. As just down the road a piece, I've been talking with Texas Roadhouse, and we're going to have a night out at Texas Roadhouse to kick off the baseball season. We're talking about details on that. 10% of all the proceeds for that night will go into the program, into the school. So we'll give you more details as all of that is hammered out here in a little bit. So let's take a quick look at some of the stats. So Schuyler is starting leading off with 9 points for the Falcons. And then we have 3 players with 7 points each. We have Wohlers, Bergstein, and Alexander. And actually, both Alexanders, Karsten and Trent Alexander, both have 7 points each for the Falcons. Looking at the Warriors side, with leading the way is Castro with 4 points. Marquez, that is Jamie Marquez with 3 points. 2 points each going to Mays and Cazada, and then 1 point for Garcia for a free throw. Looking at fouls, nobody's really in foul trouble at this point in time. Actually, we do have Trey Olson with the most fouls. He has 3 personal fouls going into the second half. So going to see how that plays out and how that will affect everybody as we continue on. So that is, again, DC West Falcon basketball. We are at the sub-districts as the Falcons are the number 1 seed, and they are leading and hosting as they are starting off against Schuyler Warriors. Coming up a little bit later, it is going to be second and third place teams. It's going to be the Wahoo Warriors taking on Mount Michael. The winner of this game will take on the winner of that game, and that will happen tomorrow evening. And again, you'll be able to watch all of that right here on bsdnlive.com. Click on the DC West tab, or just go straight to WDC Any Media on YouTube. We're going to take another break. Again, say thank you to the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner at every game and every activity we do. Again, part of the Booster Club. You say thank you to those businesses who have stepped up. If you want to learn more on how to be a part of that, you can certainly go to that QR code. You'll see that flash up. Also, we will talk about other ways that you can sponsor and be a part of this all to be able to help support the school, the athletes, the Booster Club, and the broadcast. So again, we'll be back in just a little bit after saying thank you to some of our sponsors right here. Again, this is bsdnlive.com, WDC Any Media. Porky Butts Barbecue at 15475 Ruggles Street, Omaha is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports Activities and the Booster Club. We want to say thank you for their support, and if you're looking for good barbecue, it's Omaha's best barbecue. It's stupid good. You can order online or talk about catering by going to porkybuttsbbq.com. Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports, Activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com. Welcome back to the Falcon Gymnasium right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. I'm Kelly Johnson. Normally you have Doug and Lisa Garland coming in and doing coverage. They have other obligations going on tonight, so I'm going to help out a little bit here as we start off with the third period. Falcons leading over the Warriors 42-12. Getting inbound. Falcons able to steal it right off the bat as they turn over. The Warriors led with the opening of possession of the third. Getting in underneath, driving in, and able to put it up, but not able to get it drop back out, but getting his own, Wohlers with his own rebound. Gets it in underneath to Carson Alexander. Not able to get it put in. It comes out. Carson is able to get his own rebound. Sieber gets it back over to Sieber at the three-point line on the left wing. Drives into the paint, picks it up, gets back over to Wohlers. Wohlers gets it in underneath to Carson Alexander. Who does a turnaround, hands it to Wohlers, and is able to get it to drop for two. Driving in, just too hard on that layup. Turns over, Falcons get it all the way forward to Asher, who's able to put it in for two. Looks like it must have gone out of bounds, so it stays with the Falcons now. So 46-12. Falcons get inbound from the far side. Goes across to Bergstein. Bergstein pulls back. Saber gets it over to Asher. Asher back over to Bergstein. Drives in and is not able to get it to drop. Rebound is by the Warriors. Castro gets it back over to Mays. Mays at the top of the key. Hands it over to Castro for a three-pointer. That one bounces. Rebound is by Sieber. Falcons setting up the attack on the right wing. Hands it off to Asher. Asher gets it all the way around to Sieber on the far side. Gets it underneath to Alexander. Alexander turns around too hard and turns over to the Warriors. Warriors send it forward, but just off the fingertips, and gets it out to Bergstein, who tries to put it up. And rebound is by the Warriors. Warriors taking a little bit more time on the far side, able to get across the timeline. Top of the key, gets it over to Garcia. Garcia with a three-point attempt, and that one is just too hard. Rebound by Wohlers. Wohlers sends it forward to Sieber. Sieber able to drop that one in for two. 48-12, 5:20 left in the third period. Warriors try to drive in, gets taken over by the Falcons. Tries to pass it in. Warriors able to get a hand on that and the turnover back over to the Warriors. Sends it over to Mays on the far side. Mays looking to drive in. Is able to get that one to go in and drop. And so the Warriors take a timeout as 4:57 left of the third period, 48-14. The Warriors are trailing. DC West is number one seed in this tournament. Winner of this will continue to play against tomorrow against the winner of the second game, which is going to be Wahoo versus Mount Michael. So the winner of that game will play the winner of this game for the championship of the sub-district to be able to move on to the next round, looking to head towards state. Can't believe we're at that time of year already. Take a quick break ourselves, and we'll be back with more Falcon basketball.
Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com.
DC West Gym, home of the Falcons for sub-district basketball. Falcons leading the way over the Schuyler Warriors. It is a Falcon basketball coming out of the timeout. Falcons inbound. Get it across the timeline. Sends to the far side, to the far corner. Tries to get in underneath and all the way back around with a three-point attempt. And that one is just a hair hard. Bounces back out. Rebound by the Warriors. Warriors will get across the timeline to the near side. Three-point attempt on their own. Just gets in to the hoop and bounces out, and rebound by the Falcons. Goes to the near corner. Top of the key across the left wing with a three-point attempt. That one's just a bit short, and that is rebound by Johnson for the Warriors, but stolen away by Alexander. Falcons on the far side. Sieber with the attempt. It goes long. Keeping after it. Goes all the way across to the near corner. Smith with a three-point attempt is able to get that one to drain. The Warriors, top of the key. Looking for help, gets it back over to Mendez. Mendez looking to drive in, looking for help. Bounce pass underneath, but stolen. And that was stolen by Lane Smith and then fouled. So that was the first team foul and first personal foul for Christian Martinez. Falcons inbound, goes to Lane Smith. Lane Smith gets it into Trent Alexander, goes to the near side as Trey Olson gets it and kind of almost tackled there. That is by Neva, Johnny Neva with a foul there. Inbound goes in underneath to Trent Alexander, not able to get it to go. Comes out of the battle. Goes out of bounds, and it becomes a Warrior basketball. Warriors inbound to Mendez. Mendez getting across the timeline. Sends it to the far corner. Martinez gets it, drives it back out to Neva. Neva's three-pointer is long, bounces back out to him, gets it over to Johnson. His three-pointer is off the mark. Turnover to the Falcons. A nice throw in. That pass coming in to Olsen. He tries to get it over and just a hard pass, and goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. The Warriors driving in. Mays tries to get it in, but ends up turning over to the Falcons, and going in is Garlupi and gets it back out to Smith. Smith at the top of the key goes to the left wing. We have Hoops in. He gets it underneath, back out to Foster with a three-point attempt and drains it. So Foster with the three-point, adding to the points of 54-14. We are now in a running clock officially. Neva tries to bounce pass underneath, and that is then, let's see, it looks like a first foul for the Falcons. But a running clock at 1:40, so even a foul isn't going to stop it. The Warriors look to inbound, get it all the way top to the two. Smith, and as he gets it, it looks like Caden Foster gets a hand in there trying to steal it. And so second team foul, first personal foul for Foster. Mays to inbound, gets it inbound to Johnson. Johnson to the left wing where Alans drives in and tries to get that to drop. Bounces back out. And in the rebound, the Warriors pick up a foul. That's the third team foul. So for the Falcons, so look like the Falcons with the Warriors with the inbound and underneath their own basket, get it over and able to get it over to Mays. Mays passes in, sends it into Kazada, and then ends up with a jump ball, and the Falcons have possession. 10 seconds left of the third period on a running clock. Bounce pass, not able to go. Turned over to the Warriors with a long three-pointer, and does not drop in. That wraps up 3 periods, 51-14. We're in a running clock as we are in sub-districts, as the Falcons leading over the Schuyler Warriors. We'll come back as well with more coverage right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. Welcome back as we have the last period. Warriors inbound into the fourth period. Stolen away by the Falcons. Falcons get across the timeline. Qualipi looks to pass out. Pat gets it back over to the far side. Gets it underneath to Listenberger. Listenberger sends it all the way across to Trent Alexander. Alexander goes to the top for Trey Olson. Trying to drive in and able to get that one to drop. Guadalupe was able to drop that one in for 2. Mays trying to drive down the court, and then he gets fouled. It's the first team foul and the second personal foul for Guadalupe. Drives it in across, and the Warriors get it back out to the top of the key. Get it to the left wing. With a 3-point attempt, and that one bounces out. Three-point attempt, and that one is by Travis. Gets to drain that 3. Warriors with the lead and with possession on the near side. 59-14. Back to the top as Trent Alexander drives in, gets blocked, and he gets called for the turnover to the Warriors. We do have a running clock, 5:54 left of the period. With the running clock, the shot comes in, 3-point attempt. Off the mark and goes out of bounds for Garcia. Turnover to the Falcons. Foster inbounds to Smith. Smith gets across the timeline. Sets up on the near side. Looking to bounce pass underneath to Hoops. Hoops drives in and gets teamed up, is able to try to get it passed out, but off of Warrior, goes out of bounds, so stays with the Falcons. 5:05 left of the game, 59-14. Back out to the top of the key. Smith passes over to Hoops. Hoops hands off to Travis. Travis drives in, back, and sends it back over to the top of the key for Listenberger. Listenberger hands it off. Gets all the way to the near corner for Smith with a three-point attempt, and that one bounces off. Rebound by Listenberger. Listenberger back over to Travis. Travis gets it to the top of the key for Smith. Smith looking to drive in and ends up getting tripped. Stays with the Falcons. That is the first team foul for the Warriors. Third personal foul for Jamie Marquez. Foster inbounds all the way out to Smith. Smith hands it over to Hoops. Hoops tries to get it in and goes off of the hands of the Warriors, so stays with the Falcons. Falcons get to inbound it. So with a running clock, they also have the shot clock turned off. 3:43 left. Nice bounce pass into Hoops, able to drop that one in for two. 61-14. Warriors looking to drive in. Mays not able to get that one dropped. Rebound by Travis. Travis gets it across the timeline. Smith now driving in. Steps back, gets it over to Hoops. Hoops tries to drop it in underneath. And the Warriors able to get a hand on it and steal it. They are on the move. Mays on the far side. Gets it in as Castro tries the three. Not able to get that one to drop. Rebound comes out to Alans, but not able to get that third attempt in. Travis with a rebound. Forwards it to Foster. Foster on the near side. Back to Travis with a three, and that one rims out. Stays with the Warriors as Hoops tries to get the rebound and goes out of bounds. 2:33 left in the game, 61-14. Game one of Class B5 sub-districts here at DC West. Warriors at the top. Johnson gets it over to Neva. Neva bounce pass underneath. And gets it into Cazada, but he gets called for the dribble and turns back over to the Falcons with 2 minutes left. Falcons looking really good. In fact, last year they were in Class C1, now in Class B. Foster able to recover that after Travis not able to handle the ball. Back over to the top of the key for Smith. Smith gets it over to Foster. Foster to Travis. Travis back over to Smith. Smith tries to send it in and goes off of the hands of Warriors, so it stays with the Falcons. Foster stepping out to inbound. Bounce pass gets over to Listenberger, tries to go up, and as he's going up, gets tied up and called for a jump ball. Turnover to the Warriors. 1 minute left of the game. We're talking about the first half lasted about 28 minutes. This half is a lot faster. Warriors get it across the timeline. Still fighting, battling. Mendez at the top of the key, looking to drive into the paint, passes it back out to Martinez with a three, just off the mark. Rebound by Foster. Foster behind the back dribble, sends it forward to the far corner to Travis. Travis drives back in, looking for help, gets it back to the top for Smith. 23 seconds left of the game. And it looks like Lane Smith may just dribble this one out to wrap up the game. And that is pretty much official. 61-14 as the Falcons topple Schuyler Warriors in game number 1. So the Falcons will be playing again tomorrow. And one more game tonight to go. We'll find out who the Falcons will play. Will it be Warriors or for Wahoo Warriors, or will it be against Mount Michael? I want to say again thank you to all of the sponsors as they have been a part of all of our broadcasts. We'll continue to have them on the next game as well. And tomorrow's game, the tip-off is at 6 o'clock. It'll be the Falcons versus whichever team whichever team wins at the next game. Again, say thank you to the sponsors. We will take a little break and set up the next game and get ready to go with more Sub-District basketball right here on BSDNlive.com and WDCNE Media on YouTube.